It is Thursday, July 17th, and like Tony Khan, it is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert, that is SP3, and today we both deserve it, SP3. We deserve it, as the crowd chanted last night. So, peel back the curtain, get in the weeds a little bit. SP3 and I always have different headlines. We like to change our headlines up every single day. Clearly, we were on the same wavelength today because I put my headline in. I put in I deserve it. SP3 pops in, and I put him on the screen, and I just started laughing because his headline also said I deserve it. He changed it to no I deserve it to switch it up and, try to get one over on me. But both of our headlines were I deserve it. So early in the morning, on the same page, myself and SP3. How you doing this morning, buddy?
I am doing well. It's Thursday, my favorite day of the week to talk on In the Weeds because get to talk about some Dynamite. I'm sure we have something from WWE to discuss because they always want to be in the news somehow, some way. And it's C-suite day, so it's we're checking all the boxes. Plus, we gotta do a preview for New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax because, like I said on Tuesday, I can't depend on Joel to do it.
Fair. I should have put that in the description. I'll have to go back and add the G1 preview, but we'll get into some G1 talk. We'll do that at the end of the show, along with the C-suite. I got a complaint about the C-suite.
Oh no! What's going on?
I'm filing a complaint on the C-suite.
Are you filing a complaint because of the show, or are you filing a complaint because of the delivery of the C-suite?
The content.
The accommodations.
The content of the C-suite. I don't need all these shows blending together. I don't need the Evolve Championship being defended on NXT and then Jordan Grace comes out and stops that match. I don't need Brooks Jensen and Ridge Holland on Evolve. I don't need all of this stuff.
Can I tell you how pissed I was? How pissed I was because when I see the little interaction that starts off NXT this week, I'm like, oh, that's my girl, Jazz Belair, aka Callie Armstrong, the inaugural WWE Evolve Women's Champion. I was getting hyped. I was like, oh, let's go. She's about to be on the show. Let's do it. And then I see Jordan Grace just arrived at the building. I was like, oh no. I was like, that was a see, you watch enough WWE programming, you always know their tells.
It's very funny because we have our news chat and everything, and I don't remember who was doing the article, but it was just as the match was starting, and they were like, oh, I'll get the results of the Evolve Women's title match because it's the first time Evolve Women's title has been defended on NXT. It made sense to do like an article on it. Yeah. So they were like, I don't remember if it was, I think it was Andrew. Andrew's like, I'll get the results of the match. And I'm like, Jordan Grace is about to ruin this thing. That's the results. That is the result.
This is why you get paid the big bucks. Yeah. This is why you get paid the big bucks, sir. You know the context clues.
Oh, I did the same thing on Monday. We talked about it on the show on Monday, and you were in the chat on Monday before Raw went on the air. I was like, I'm gonna pre-write Roman Reigns returning. Like, it's got to happen at some point. And then he returns, and they're like, "What's the lottery numbers, Jeremy?" I was like, "Well, it was an educated guess on things because they got 3 weeks to SummerSlam. They better do it now, or they ain't building it too much." So, yes, I've been on the ball the past few nights with the spoilers. I did not pre-write Jack Perry returning last night because despite my belief that it will happen soon, I was not of the belief that it was going to happen last night.
I'm glad.
Unfortunately,
I'm glad.
Unfortunately.
What do you mean? I had to put the GIF. Like, will you let this go? Will you please let this go? Why are you so persistent with Jack?
You know why I'm confident that it's going to happen soon. You know why I'm confident that it's going to happen soon.
Just because he liked the tweet because of the first thing you said, not the second thing you said. He liked the tweet because of the first thing you said. He read up to there, and then he was like, you know what? I got Jeremy's approval for tonight. That is fine. Let me go find someone who did not like the show and say thank you for watching.
We're gonna send Tony this link one day.
We need to. I said that to pull back the curtain. I said that to Joel and Jeremy. We need to do like WrestlePeers does MJF, where they just send him a link and then he'll just randomly pop up on one of their streams. We need to do that with Tony. Give him the opportunity to randomly pop up on our stream.
I think Tony wants to, and he likes to have things scheduled. I don't feel like he's a random pop up on a stream kind of guy.
Hey, if he's really in the weeds, he would show up on In the Weeds.
Yeah, that's factual. That is factual. All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. You gotta send him a former invite and just tell him. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Your choice, whenever you like, sir. I will. All right. All right, here we go, everybody. Hey, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Saw you are more in the weeds with creative. If you ever want to be on In the Weeds, our morning show, feel free to stop by. We'll chat about 95 ECW.
Yo, that would be awesome. I don't want to talk about AEW. I want to talk about everything that he remembers from like the 90s and the 2000s. I literally popped myself because MLJ yesterday, he put out a tweet like he was going to watch some 2000s WWF pay-per-views, and then he was like, I'm not familiar with much past like 2002. So I was like, oh, so you want 2000s, 2001, 2002? And then I just list all the best pay-per-views from that year, what I thought were some of the best pay-per-views from that year.
All right, so we'll chat old school 90s wrestling. What else can I throw in here? Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, the history of Bryan Danielson. Yeah. Say my co-host was at Final Battle 2006 when Bryan Danielson lost the ROH World Title to Homicide. He loves random facts. He loves random facts like that. Just say that. He would love to discuss that show with you.
The GOAT Bryan Danielson. What else can we appeal to Tony's good nature? The history of Dustin Rhodes. He did tell the Time Cop. That's good. Time Cop.
Time Cop.
Good. Yeah. Time Cop. And Jack Harlow.
Oh my God.
Now then he won't do it. I won't put Jack Harlow. What else can we put in there? Well, let's get one more thing to put in there to appeal to Tony. I don't know enough CMLL to actually talk CMLL with him. Sting. All right, Sting.
Mid 2010s New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, all right. I like Sting. Sting's always
or my friend was also at All In 2018. Sting, and also wore a Bullet Club shirt.
Sting and more. All right. We're live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Great show last night.
By the way. Oh, and your favorite karaoke songs. Elvis. We love
Elvis.
Yeah.
Karaoke songs and more. Okay, there we go. Great show last night. Thanks for all you do. You got to be kind on these things. Yeah. People are like, oh, they're getting paid by Tony. All right.
I know. I literally had somebody who commented under my post about Hangman last night with LOL, and I just put the GIF. Wait a minute, who are you? And they responded with how can he be the best babyface if he's in front of, they barely drew 1,000 people? I was like, well, what does the attendance have to do with the quality of the work?
Oh, no.
That's it. That was my question to them.
There we go. Mac wide receivers. I'm using Akron. We got Alex Adams. I think he's a real player because he's a senior, and I'm only in my second year with Akron. He's beastly. That's who Tony should draft for the Jags in the next couple of years. Alex Adams from Akron. Mac wide receivers. We'll go deep with the Mac wide receivers. I'm going to put Mac wide receivers on there.
Just adding different stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever pops up.
I've been in on the college football 25. I know some little bit of college football. Just playing that game. All right, folks. We've sent the link to Tony Khan.
Let's go. It needs to happen when I'm here. Not
a bit. I mean, it is a bit, but not a bit.
It needs to happen when I'm here so we could have a geek fest. Geek fest of wrestling.
I'm gonna get in trouble. Tony's gonna message people and be like, why is your writer sending me this link?
He's gonna email Sean like, why is your editor sending this link to me?
Why not?
AEW PR gonna get a letter. Like,
yeah.
Why is he doing this?
Yeah, why not? Guys, leave a thumbs up on the video if you're here. Come on now. We've had a great 11-minute start to this show. We've formally and officially invited Tony Khan onto this show. Leave a super chat like Valib, who did not send a vanilla fumble, but he says, like, if TK jumps on, I have my own agenda. I really don't want to use a VPN to watch AEW anymore. Give me a deal currently.
I love that
kind of deal they're working on. Yeah, this is gonna be the one that gets me blocked. Seems like, all right, now he's gone too far. The Jack Harlow tweets, done. This is the one that gets me blocked right here.
Enough of this guy.
Yeah.
He's gone too far. Don't message me.
The show's peaked, everybody. We've invited Tony. I mean, it'll really peak if Tony Khan just randomly pops on to this show. Could you imagine? He's been doing Twitter streams. He did. I don't know if you saw during All In. He did one on Saturday. No, it was Friday. He did one Saturday as well. But he did one
Saturday during the pre-show. That's how he announced.
That was when he announced the Adam Cole news. He announced that on Twitter live stream before it got announced on the pre-show. But the Friday one was so funny. I don't know how many people watched the Friday one. Probably nobody but me. So it's before ROH, right? It's in the afternoon. It's before ROH. He just ran down the ROH card, which fine. That's all he was doing. He's promoting the ROH card. That was the whole purpose of the stream. The amount of times this man referenced Global Wars. If you had a shot every time he said Global Wars, you'd still be in the hospital. Everything was tied back to Global Wars, and not only did he mention it once, 3 times at least, for every single match, he referenced Global Wars. I'm like, all right, Tony, we get it. You loved Global Wars. It was one of the best shows you've ever done. This show might not exist. This ROH card might not exist if it wasn't for that Global Wars show, because it did set up a lot of the ROH card.
He said it as many times as I said Jelly Roll on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. I said I had to say his full name, Jelly Roll, because I don't know the proper abbreviation for his name. Is it JR? Is it Jelly? Is it Roll? I think Roll and Jelly by itself is kind of insulting.
Yeah, I think it's just Jelly. I'm with you. I agree with you that it needs to be Jelly Roll full name, because when I do articles, I feel weird typing just Jelly. But the problem is SP3, you can't use the full name the whole time, because then you get punished of you've over optimized the keyword on this. And it's what am I supposed to do here? So I just gotta type jelly on there.
No, I'm not gonna put J Roll Ninja Borders because I get in trouble. I get called out and get pauses in my live chat every time I say D Riders for the Deaf Riders. If I can't call them D Riders without people saying pause, J Roll, no, I'm not gonna do it. Wow. It's Jelly Roll.
Big Dick Rider.
You can't do D Riders.
D Riders. They're the D Riders.
No, you can't do that one.
The Big D. What else does D stands for?
Big Dick Rider.
You can't do that one, SP3. I feel weird just typing jelly.
Same.
But that's what you got to do. Did you see him chokeslam Logan Paul through a table last night?
I did.
Dude,
I went on YouTube and I watched that whole segment because I saw the thumbnail for the video and I was like, oh, okay, they did an angle. This feels like 1998 all over again, like Jay Leno. So I watch it and I'm like, so what do they do to set this up? And it's like Jelly Roll reading from like a piece of paper about Randy Orton's father being Cowboy Bob Orton and then Big Bob Orton Sr. I'm like, wait, you're training to become a wrestler and you're teaming up with this guy at SummerSlam and you didn't know his family lineage? Like, why are you reading from a script for this? But hey, I understand. You're a busy man. You need to get your information right. All fine and dandy.
Yeah, in fairness, I feel like even if you do know the information, all these people just have the little note card in front of them to like make sure they get it correct.
I'm sorry. It's just I noticed this type of stuff because of Joe Tessitore. Joe Tessitore, ever since he became a commentator, he's very much, I don't know if anybody else notices, but I notice it. Anytime he's on camera, he's looking down to make sure he's getting the information right instead of the Michael Cole way of just memorizing stuff, looking straight into the camera when the camera's on you. He always looks down, and he did that at Evolution as well. But yeah, I saw that, and then I saw him talking about, I like the fact that Orton gave the same answer that I always give. When someone asks me, what's Randy Orton's best matchup? I was like, he still has not had a better matchup than the Mick Foley match at Backlash 2004. And he said it like, he said it's the most important matchup in his career. It's the best match you've ever had, Randy. Like, it's not just the most important. It's the best match you ever had. You've never been able to top that. It just is what it is. It's now 21 years later, and you still haven't topped that matchup. So I'm glad he answered that as his best match that he ever had. And then Drew McIntyre, he's just so natural. Drew McIntyre is such a natural for this type of scenario. Like, a lot of wrestlers can come off corny and over the top, but Drew McIntyre was just his self. And I like Orton cursing a bit, making it feel a little real with the pushing and shoving before they did some, random brawling into the hallway. And then Logan Paul, he's like the antithesis of Drew McIntyre. He's so phony. It's so phony. It's so put on professional wrestler and just over the top, being a douche. And then Jelly Roll, great chokeslam and great bump by Logan Paul as well. I enjoyed the physical angle of it. Logan Paul trying to play wrestling heel took me out of it a little bit, but they brought me right back with the final act.
What was Logan Paul doing an accent?
Yeah.
Like it sounded so terrible. It sounded like he was like trying to do a country accent to like, I guess, mock Jelly Roll and his country music. I was like, this is not how you speak. This is not your voice. What is happening here? It was so weird. It was so weird. The chokeslam was great. The table, I don't know who set that table up, but that thing shattered. That thing.
And Logan, like you're wrecked, Logan.
Logan went up one way and ended up a different way as well. That was a hell of a chokeslam. That they shot there. That was good, shooting it on a late night show. Those shows draw usually 1 million people, if not more. So a good little angle to do. And I don't think these things are bad when WWE does them, when AEW does them. It just does it come to a point of, are you doing it too much to where you're hurting your core audience? I think when you see somebody like Jelly Roll, who is clearly very serious about it and clearly wants to do it and is having fun with it, and it looks like everybody else is having fun. I know people are like, oh, how could you put Orton and McIntyre through this with all they've done and everything? I kind of agree with Triple H, and I don't fully always like agreeing with Triple H, but I kind of agree with Triple H. I think sometimes these wrestlers just don't always want to do super serious storyline type stuff. Like if they can, I get to go on like Kimmel and get to do a late night appearance and fight with Orton. That sounds really fun. I get to work with this entertainer and open myself up to a new audience, especially when you've been in the business as long as Orton and McIntyre have. Like, this stuff probably is fun for them, honestly. Like, I know we all love the McIntyre Punk feud, and that is like pro wrestling for a lot of us, but we also do have to realize these people like don't always want to do that kind of stuff, and they sometimes probably do want to work a little bit of a different style match or a different style angle, because that challenges them in a different way. I'm not saying everybody wants to do this, but I could 100% see, or certainly Orton's probably all in on this. He's like, wait a second, I can do even less in the ring? Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I want to go on this late night show and do all this kind of stuff. So I get it. I kind of agree with Triple H on that aspect of things.
Yeah, I think both guys are completely down for it. Like, I had my reservations when the first angle went down on SmackDown. I'm like, we're really gonna do this? Even though I got a big reaction from the crowd in Nashville, the angle on Saturday night's main event got a good reaction from the crowd in Atlanta, and it seems like the fans will get behind Jelly Roll, and he's gonna impress. He's working hard in the training and working with a whole bunch of current stars, like you said in the chat, Undertaker, KO, Jacob Fatu, and whatnot. So he's got the right people that he's listening to and training for this in the right way. So I think he's gonna surprise some people. Is going to be very similar to like the Bad Bunny situation. My first reservation was that it really hasn't felt like WWE knew what they were doing with Drew McIntyre ever since the CM Punk feud. It really hasn't felt like they had a strong follow-up to that. And should we not forget, the whole CM Punk feud was not supposed to be a feud at all. It's literally happened because Drew accidentally injured CM Punk in the Royal Rumble. That's the only reason that it became a feud, and it was delayed all those months because Punk was recovering from injury, and they were able to, progress it in a slower way, and then had their first match at SummerSlam and got to feud throughout the fall. But they haven't really followed up on that for Drew necessarily in a very effective or major way at all. His feud with Damian Priest, it exceeded expectations because of the hard work of Priest and McIntyre, but it was not viewed as like a top 6, top 7 matchup on the WrestleMania card throughout 2 nights. And that's kind of a disservice to how much Drew elevated himself throughout 2024. And now he's in this matchup with a singer and Logan Paul, and you can view that as a kind of a lower thing for him to do, but it is high profile because I think that this is going to be one of the more promoted matches for SummerSlam. And I have all the confidence that if SummerSlam ends with Cody Rhodes winning back the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are at the top of the list of the guys he's going to be feuding with for the rest of 2025.
I'm not sold that Cody's winning at SummerSlam.
That's why I said if. That's why I said if. I said if that happens, Cody's going to need new challengers, and he did not have feuds with McIntyre or Orton, and they have been teasing that for months now. So I think those 2 guys would be at the top of the list to face Cody for the rest of the year.
They should headline night 2 with Jelly-O against Mac and Paul.
No, it's RK Roll.
Nope, I refuse to call them that.
RK Roll.
Nope.
RK Roll. RK Roll. RK Roll. RK Roll. RK Roll.
Jelly.
If you refuse to call them that, and you're making up your own name. You know what you're doing. You know what you are to all these people that's watching, right? You ain't nothing but a liar when you catch me through the fire. Does he have another song? I don't even know anymore. You ain't nothing but a liar.
I think that Somebody Save Me song is his, and then Eminem used the chorus for his song. And I think Somebody Save Me was originally a Jelly Roll song, kind of like Stan. You know, the chorus on Stan was a Dido song. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then he liked the one part of it so much that he's like, well, this is now the chorus of Stan. So, yeah. That's the only other Jelly Roll song I know. I know Liar, and I know the chorus of Somebody Save Me. Because
you should be a fan of Jelly Roll because he was on the Pat McAfee show. Not because of that, but because he was on the Pat McAfee show and he said that Taylor Swift is the GOAT.
Factual, yeah.
Not factual, but factual. You would agree. You would agree.
Because it's factual.
No, it's not factual. Definitely not factual.
It's like I don't know Jelly Roll, but from all accounts, like seems like he's a good dude. He works with people that I like. He seems fairly down to earth on things. He's been through a lot. Like he has been to jail and he got his life together with everything. But yeah, by all accounts, seems like he's a good guy and gives back and things like that. So his music's not for me. I will never listen to his music. I do not care to listen to his music. But he's taking the wrestling serious. That's all we can ask when these people come in and, you know, work, is that they take it serious and they actually put the work in. And they said he's been in the Performance Center for the last month and he's there every day. If he's getting advice from The Undertaker, if Jacob Fatu is willing to work with them and do like a mini matches with them, then it seems like he's got the respect of some pretty important people and some people that are respected. So I don't know what to expect from the match. Like Logan will bump. I don't. Drew's a big dude. I don't know how much Drew's gonna be like bumping or anything. I imagine he's not gonna do too much. But he took a Claymore, you know. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what they got up their sleeve for this match. It should headline though. I think it'd be funnier if it headlines. Night 2.
You're just trying to pop yourself and laugh.
Yeah, that's all I'm ever trying to do. SP3, you know this. Come on.
This is true. Night 1 is going to be headlined by CM Punk winning the World Heavyweight Championship and then being cashed in by One Knee Seth Rollins. And then night 2 will be headlined by Cody Rhodes winning the WWE Champion and or getting cashed in on by One Knee Seth Rollins.
So Seth was on Rich Eisen. Well, he co-hosted. He hosted, not even co-hosted. Big day for just wrestlers hosting shows that aren't theirs. He hosted Rich Eisen's show yesterday, and he was talking right as we went off the air yesterday because Joel's a coward and didn't want to stick around for another 5 minutes.
Cowardly.
So he said, you know, he messed up his knee at Saturday night's main event, and he went to get an MRI on Monday, and the swelling was still too bad, and he's supposed to get another MRI in Los Angeles in a week or two. He feels right now that he's going to be out for an extended period of time, but he believes he'll be back for WrestleMania season. I'm starting to believe this might be a little bit of a work.
Yep. As soon as I saw that quote, I was like, yeah, you're working us. when you don't put like even a time, you don't even waste time to lie about a time frame. Then I saw him walking out, and like I had on Rated Raw Review with Romeo and Top Guy JJ. Like Top Guy JJ was in full belief that that's what happened. He got injured, and Romeo was more in the middle, and I was just like, I think this is a work. I watched the video of him getting out the ring. First of all, he didn't know how to limp at first. He didn't know how to limp and keep his leg straight. He was bending his knee, and then he attempted to keep it straight. Then he did the F, like screaming the word that rhymes with buck, and I'm just like, am I the only one that's not buying this? Like y'all actually like Romeo and JJ was like, oh, he deserves an Academy Award. He was acting so good. I was like, first of all, I watched the show. It wasn't that good of an act. Like you got Michael Cole saying, look at the knee buckle. You can't see. He has a knee pad on. What are you talking about? Then them actually finishing the matchup. That was the other thing for me. No matter if Seth says, oh no, I'm going to finish the matchup or not. The fact they finished the matchup, that was another thing. And then, like we said on Tuesday, the fact they made it part of the Saturday night's main event recap in clips. That was one of the bigger points. They just, oh look, Seth Rollins getting injured. All of that just made me be like, I don't know if I trust this. And I don't know how this is going to get over with fans, people in the back. I don't know how they're going to feel if this is a work.
Fans, I don't care about. And I don't think that WWE, I mean, they care about the fans, allegedly. But if you work the fans with this injury angle, I don't think that's a bad thing. Because there's something to working fans with an injury. I don't think working an injury is bad. The release thing, that was stupid. Don't work releases. And they didn't work releases. They tried to act like they did, but that working an injury is fine. We've seen this throughout history, working an injury. Wrestlers in the back, that's something they'll have to deal with. I don't know this for certain. I think certain people will be clued in. The people that need to know will know. And everybody else, like, knowing what the business is, I don't think it's a bad thing either. It's wrestling. Working is part of the business. So if you're going to work this injury angle to make the cash in more of a surprise, then I don't think that's a bad thing either.
But
now,
it's not going to be a surprise because people are already questioning the if it's factual or not. What I've seen from online is mostly on my timeline is people that believe that he's still going to cash in at SummerSlam. So if you're doing this to make it more of a surprise, it's not going to be the surprise you think it is.
But online, as we know, is still only a section of
I
the
know.
fan base.
I know.
So if you're getting the majority of the crowd that believe, oh my God, Seth is there. What? Oh, how did that happen? Then I think it's okay. Yeah, I don't mind working the fans. I don't mind working the reporters and stuff. I think that is all part of wrestling. I think it's, they're trying to do it because of what has happened this year, and they have tried to claim things are a work when they weren't, and now it's like, see, we can work you, ha ha ha.
I think that's what I'm kind of getting at with as far as the fans. Like, if they never said that a real life, basically a release or non-renewal was a part of the show, then I'm all for working the fans on an injury. But you have to remember that they did that. When they take credit for something that was real, and they're trying to take credit for it, and then they purposely make you believe someone's injured just to make a surprise a couple of weeks later. It's like, what's the point of all of this? It's the same thing I asked with the counter programming. What is the point of all of this? Is it just to steal one headline from WWE, from AEW? Is it just to make one fan believe that Seth Rollins is really hurt? Like, it's like, that seems pretty short-sighted, but okay.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. They don't mind being short-sighted because they think it's working. They think they did steal headlines, and to an extent, they did. To an extent, they cut into AEW's show. I don't think they did it as much as they would have liked. I don't think they stole as many headlines as they would have liked. I ultimately viewed this past weekend, as a failure for WWE. Look, they still did a great number on NBC. It was still number one on the night. And on cable, they sold a lot of tickets. Evolution,
but it was also down 28% from May.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Is sure, it topped the night. Yeah, Evolution sold a lot of tickets. Yeah, Saturday Night's Main Event sold a lot of tickets. But if they ran it as an unopposed weekend, would it have done better? And my answer would be yes.
Yeah.
It would have done better if they ran an unopposed weekend. They would have sold more tickets. They would have done a better rating. They would have sold more for Evolution and gotten more attention on Evolution. So did it work to an extent? Do I view it as a failure? Yeah, a little bit, because I don't think their goal was to take away from AEW. That was the goal of the show. It wasn't to make their own money. They can do that any weekend they want. Their goal was to take away from AEW. Did they take away from AEW? I don't think they did. AEW still sold 30,000 tickets. AEW, according to Tony, still did their biggest buy rate. I don't think it worked as far as cutting into what AEW was doing. And we talked about in the lead up, I don't think running against them does as much as they think it does, because you're putting more attention just on wrestling as a whole.
Yeah.
And so if people are searching for, oh, what's Nikki Bella doing? What's whoever's doing media? What's Goldberg doing? Oh, what's this AEW? You know, you're searching for Goldberg, you're searching for Evolution. You might stumble across something that's AEW related. It's like, oh, what's this? And you might check it out. Like, you're kind of helping in that sense, because they're running a show that's honestly bigger than your shows. So I don't think it helps them to run as often as they do head to head, but this is their perception of things. The same thing with the work and potentially working Seth's injury angle. Is their perception is, oh, it worked for us because we got one person. We stuck it to the reporters. We fooled a couple of fans. Like, so this worked for us. Does it work overall? I don't know. I think for the live crowd, it will be like a little bit of a shock if Seth runs down. It's like, oh, I thought he was injured. So my reason to believe, and now it might be at work, kind of was Seth's comments yesterday, is, wait, you got an MRI? The swelling wasn't good, but you couldn't get a read on it? You guys have dealt with plenty of knee injuries before. You guys know how these knee injuries work. You're flying to LA. You went from Saturday Night's Main Event was in Georgia to Alabama, and then you went from Alabama to LA. Your knee's this messed up, and you're flying from Alabama to LA to do the Rich Eisen show. Your MRI was inconclusive. After 2 days, the swelling didn't go down after 2 days. I don't know.
Maybe he's taking private flights. Maybe he's taking private flights, so he's got enough room for his leg and whatnot, and he don't have to wear a knee brace in the airport. So, like, yeah, it's just it. I don't know. I've been very like yeah, ever since, especially this past weekend with WWE, because I talked about it on Tuesday. Like, Saturday, they didn't even try. They was just like, no, we're just going to do these shows to try to counter program AEW, but we're not going to really try, because we don't want to try and then they can say that they beat us in any way. We're going to put out our third brand, our developmental brand. So if they win, they beat our developmental brand. But if we win, we beat y'all with our developmental brand. And we're not going to really try on this Saturday Night's Main Event show. We got Goldberg's retirement, but we don't really care about Goldberg's retirement, and he said it himself. So we're just going to put that out there to counter program. And the much better show over the weekend was on Sunday, where they were able to grab the headlines at the end of the weekend, which is to their benefit. But that was a show that they didn't put much care into or creative into at all, and it was great despite the creative and everything. So it just doesn't feel like WWE's always putting their best foot forward. I thought Monday Night Raw was really good this week, but yeah, it's just I don't know how I feel about WWE right now. I'm enjoying everything outside of WWE a lot more than WWE. And I couldn't say that in like 2024. I enjoyed a lot of WWE, even though I do like to give myself credit, because no one else will sometimes. I was the person who peaked game after Survivor Series. I was like, I think my New Year's prediction was I think this was the last great year of booking for Triple H, and I have not looked wrong halfway through 2025. I have not looked wrong at all. I saw all the signs after Survivor Series. The Survivor Series was a really damn good show. But after Survivor Series and the build to the premiere on Netflix, I remember I was doing podcasts with people from the UK who were getting excited about the premiere on Netflix. And I was doing other podcasts and people were telling me, yeah, it's going to be great. WWE's going to take it to the next level. And it's like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I haven't seen good signs here. I think that we might see a little bit of a dip for WWE. And the metrics have looked like WWE has plateaued. They've plateaued business-wise, but they're still in good steady because they reach unprecedented heights. So they could just flatline and go like this for a while, and they'll still be good, and they'll still do their record profits and everything. But business-wise, they plateaued, and it really feels like creative-wise, Triple H has plateaued.
Well, if Survivor Series felt a little weak to you, that was by design, because
that was because we get the big series of shows coming up. We got Saturday Night's Main Event in December, and we got man, I know someone from WWE had to write out that tweet for him. They save him that information for him to tweet out, like, we got the Netflix premiere, we got the Royal Rumble, we got the Elimination Chamber, and we didn't hear about that tweet until a great Chamber show. Like, we did not hear about that tweet again. He's like, you see, told ya.
And then what happened after the Chamber show? The road to WrestleMania wasn't.
The weakest road to
good.
WrestleMania under Triple H so far. Yeah.
But, if you want to know why it might have been weaker, watch WWE Unreal. They'll go behind the scenes and show you all the chaos that was going on to show why it was weaker. Why there was so many issues going into WrestleMania. Watch WWE Unreal. They're going to peel back the curtain. What'd you make of Goldberg's comments? There was a lot of talk about that yesterday. Where do you stand on what he had to say?
I'm kind of on the fence on it because I understand. Huh?
It's not good for a guy to straddle the fence.
Yeah, I'm not straddling. I'm on the fence. I'm levitating. I'm able to stand on the fence. But yeah, I'm on the fence because I understand him feeling a certain kind of way, because I think that True Draw Josh on True Hill, he said it best. He was like, he wants to give WWE a lot of credit because they've done an exceptional job of not making him care at all about Goldberg's retirement. And we kind of addressed that as well on this show, where we were talking about, doesn't really feel like it's Goldberg's retirement matchup coming up at Saturday Night's Main Event. They did nothing to really get you amped and get you excited for Goldberg's retirement, unfortunately. And then we got the show, and it he had a better than average matchup against Gunther. Don't get me wrong. I think that was his best match since Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33. But after that, they did not really treat it with reference. They had to cut off because of NBC, but it doesn't really explain why you couldn't keep it going on like Peacock or stuff like that. Like, that's a streaming service. You could just be like, you could tell the people when you're airing on NBC, be like, head over to Peacock where you could see the rest of Goldberg's retirement or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, you got to understand the constraints of what you were on, and that you were on network television and they were going to cut off at a certain point, and you can't control that. Goldberg has been given a lot, and he's been someone that has been kind of overexposed since the angle with Brock Lesnar in 2017. They just kept using him to a law of diminishing returns. So there's a lot of people that feel like he never even deserved this much of getting the retirement match after the Roman Reigns match back in 2022. So that's why I'm on the fence, where I'm not really on Goldberg's side. I'm definitely not on WWE or Triple H's side. It's kind of like I understand both sides of the spectrum.
I'm still more on Goldberg's side. And I'm more on Goldberg's side because they set up the retirement match. They called it a retirement match. They promoted it as a retirement match. If you're going to do that, give the guy sort of what he wants with things. The whole he should be so fortunate to get this retirement match. Not everybody gets to go out this way. And what he already had all these matches where he took money and had these stinker matches and blah, blah, blah. Sure, fine. I don't disagree with that. But they gave him this retirement match. They're the one who built it. They didn't do a good job building it. And they cut him off with his promo, his big speech at the end. So I don't blame him for being upset. Yeah, is he fortunate to get a retirement match with most people don't? Yeah. The fact is that he got it. And then it was on WWE to honestly make certain concessions and make it the best they could for him. Clearly, they didn't make it the best they could for him because he was not happy with it. So that's on them. I'm not mad at Goldberg for being mad at that. It's them and NBC. We gotta pretend like, as Goldberg says, we gotta stop pretending like this is an NBC call that they cut him off. They timed the shows out. They know how much time is remaining on these things.
And that's why the reports came out of, oh man, it was all hectic the last 40 minutes because of the Seth Rollins injury. Seth Rollins injury should have gave you more time. Because that match, if it's really a real injury, that match should have went on longer. So you had more time to give to Goldberg. And you didn't.
Yes, it's an NBC call that the show cuts off at 10. No one's disputing that. WWE also knows that the show cuts off at 10. If you know that, then you allow for the time at the end to Goldberg gets more time than 28 seconds. It's not difficult there. They know what time the show cuts off. And that's where I'm at on things. Is I'm more on Goldberg's side because they gave him the retirement match. Why are we complaining about Goldberg? Oh, you don't deserve this retirement. You're so lucky to get it. Okay, they called him to give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted it. He thought he was owed it after what happened in Saudi, and Vince said he was going to get it. But then years went by. Triple H called him to give him this retirement match. They're the one. They announced this in November. They set up this angle in October. They didn't put the care into it. That's on WWE. That's not Goldberg's fault.
They made it apparently to him, they made it official with him in January. So you're telling me like AEW, see, if you're trying to counter program them, then you got to counter promote it as well. AEW has been promoting All In Texas since the end of last year. You're telling me you couldn't, like, in February around WrestleMania season, or even after WrestleMania season, be like, Saturday night's main event coming to Atlanta in July, and it's going to be Goldberg's final matchup. You could just make that a random thing that you just announced, and that will get the hype out there. That will get you can promote when the tickets are going on sale. You can have a faster sellout. If you just promote this is going to be Goldberg's retirement match. And then you can run and do the booking however you want to do, put the title on Jey Uso, to put it back on Gunther, to set up the matchup for the World Heavyweight Championship. Everything could have been the same. You could have promoted it beforehand. I agree with Goldberg on that part. If it's been the plan since at least January to him, then yeah, you can definitely promote it a lot sooner than 3 weeks before the show.
Yeah. All right, AEW Dynamite last night correctly opened with Hangman Page coming to the ring, and those of us watching on Max got a bunch of ads. Completely missed Hangman's entrance on Max. No idea what happened. It was a black screen to start, and then Excalibur was talking, and we got we missed the Dynamite intro. I don't even know if they did it, honestly.
I don't think they did. I didn't see the Dynamite intro.
Okay. Excalibur, we missed it's Wednesday, you know what that means. Excalibur just said like, oh, we're coming off All In. And we hear Hangman's music, and then we get like ads. And the next thing, Hangman's already in the ring and talking. So completely missed the entrance on Max. Yeah. This is
why I'm lucky I'm in the UK, because I've been watching it on Fight or on Triller. So I got everything, including the F-bomb. So, I thought this was the best. This is the best and the only way they had to start this episode. You had to start this episode with Hangman Adam Page coming out. You had to give him enough time. This was also a statement to AEW learning its lesson, because the last time we had a major champion being crowned, and a champion that they built up for a while being crowned, was Swerve Strickland, where they didn't give him like any time to talk on that episode after Dynasty last April. So they did the opposite of that by having Hangman come out, have this big babyface promo, and man, Hangman Adam Page may be, not to me, maybe to y'all, it's definitely to me, he's the best babyface in pro wrestling right now. Like there is no babyface that's had an arc like this, that's addressed substance abuse and depression and past trauma and been through all of these different iterations and transformations to come out the end and get this kind of euphoric, triumphant babyface win at the biggest show of the year, become a 2-time AEW world champion, save the company, bring the title back to the light like this. This is one of the better arcs that I've seen, as far as like redemption arcs for a guy who went down the deep end, burned down somebody's house, retired one of his mentors and good friends, and now he's come out the deep end and he's now just beloved by these fans. And it was very touching, him telling the fans, we deserve it, because he's done this for him. He did this to get their trust back, to get their faith back, and now he's got it, and now he's got the AEW World Championship. And I think he addressed everything that he needed to address here. He addressed Jon Moxley. He addressed the Death Riders. He addressed all the people that have fought in this war against the Death Riders, even the people that weren't involved on Saturday at All In Texas, like your Orange Cassidy's and Jay White. I love the delivery of him thanking Jay White, because they have their own history with each other. Him thanking, Bryan Danielson and all of the Ops and Darby Allin, and then, capping it, Will Ospreay, talking about how Will made him believe in this company, believe in the future of this company again, and then ended it off with Swerve Strickland not knowing if he did it for himself, if he did it for AEW, or if he did it for him. Either way, thank you. Thank you for what you did. This was just endearing. It was genuine. It felt authentic. He still had the fire in his eyes. So it was like, yeah, you accomplished your goal, but you still have more to accomplish. So you saw that there. He had intensity. He had passion. He had emotion. He checked all the boxes of what a genuinely likable babyface should be in pro wrestling today. He is the best babyface in wrestling right now.
Yeah, but they had less than 1,000 people in the arena, so is that really true?
I was like, what does that have to do with the quality of the work? And then his response to me, I didn't finish telling the story. His response to me when I asked him about the attendance, I was like, what does the attendance have to do with the quality of work? And they drew over 1,000 people, not barely drew 1,000 people. And he's like, oh, 1,100. Yeah, that's barely drawing 1,000. I was like, I didn't even want to comment and be like, that's how many seats were in the building. But he says, I know you love AEW, but I think that what you're saying is pretty insane. But I'm not going to change your mind. So like what you like. I was like, no, don't give me that BS. Don't project your tribalism onto me, you big dummy. 56 followers and shit. Like I know no one listens to you, so you had to reply under my posts. And then, yes, I'm gonna acknowledge you and respond because you're an idiot. You heard it here first. I didn't say it in the tweet because I try to be nice on Twitter nowadays. Because if someone's not nice to me, it's easier for me to block them if I wait for them to not be nice to me, and then I could block you after I tell you off and tell you how much of a dummy you are, dumbass. But yeah, that person aside.
I wish Hangman was more petty. I wish he was petty cowboy instead of anxious millennial cowboy. I wish he had the title and he said, one time this title, I had this because I needed to save AEW from somebody. And then I lost it. I spent years working to get it back. And I finally got it back because I had to once again save AEW from somebody. And then he sits down in the ring, cross-legged, and he says, "There's a man in Chicago who once called me out. If you got something to say now that I got this title back, come out here and say it. Or is that coward shit?" That's it. That's it. I wish he was petty. It's a shame he's not.
No, it's not a shame. I'm glad he's not. Someone in the crowd was. We had someone in the crowd who wore a shirt that says CM Punk isn't cool anymore. And I was like, man, that's a factual shirt right there. But I love him addressing like toxic masculinity in his promo as well, when he breaks out how he said, "I shed as many tears as I did blood this weekend, and I'm proud of that." Jon Moxley would say that's soft, but I don't care. He was like, I have a wife, I have 2 kids, and I'm the champion of the fucking world. I loved it. This was a great promo.
Nah, it was a fantastic promo. It was everything it needed to be coming off of All In. And I said, Hangman's got to open the show. You can't start the show any other way but without Hangman. And he opened the show, which was the correct call. I'm glad that Hangman opened the show. And then he closed the show as well, as Hangman teamed with Mark Briscoe and Powerhouse Hobbs against Moxley, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta. Surprisingly, Wheeler Yuta did not take the loss here. Instead, it was Claudio who took the pin with the jackknife roll-up by Hangman. But then Moxley attacked Hangman after the match. And then Darby Allin was standing up in the rafters. And as Moxley looked on afraid by the new Sting, Hangman hit him with the buckshot, stood tall to close the show. Darby Allin in the rafters as the new Sting. Darby can't not wrestle for a year. That's the problem. He hasn't wrestled since December anyway, so he's already not wrestled for 7 months. He can't go another 6 months without wrestling.
Can he?
I still see it. Nah.
Can he wait till World's End?
Nah, Darby likes being crazy. If he goes another 6 months without wrestling, he's going to be doing all the wild stunts in the world to where you fear that he's going to injure himself not wrestling. Like, what do you mean I can't wrestle for 6 months? All right, what motorbike or tricycle can I flip? What building can I jump out of or off of? No. Like, he's got to wrestle. He's got to get that adrenaline out somehow, because if he didn't do it in a wrestling ring, yeah, he's gonna do it elsewhere, and
that is true.
Then he might get injured elsewhere. You don't need that. He's fighting a shark next week. He's part of Shark Week, so.
What did you think about that main event? Because I know there was a lot of discussion and discourse on social media about doing the Death Riders in the main event, and even Jimmy Macaram, who now watches the show at like 2 a.m. So I wake up to his text where he said, "I don't know if a new era of AEW needed a Jon Moxley main event trios matchup." So what do you think about Moxley and the Death Riders being in the main event on this show?
I said it yesterday. I don't mind that like Moxley and Hangman are wrestling after them wrestling in the main event, because you don't need to, you lost in the main event of the biggest show, go away for 6 months. Like, that does not need to be the standard just because one company does it. But I didn't love that it was coming off a Texas death match where it's like, yeah, you should probably not wrestle that next show and maybe sell the severity of things. To their credit, they sold things. Did sell. Yeah, they did sell. And Moxley didn't do a whole lot in the match.
He was scared to get into the matchup for most of that.
So they played it as best they could with coming off of the Texas death match. So like, that was fine. Could they have gone another route? Maybe. Probably. But you wanted to close the show with Hangman kind of standing tall, and they felt that a wrestling match was the best way to do this instead of, I don't know, maybe just do Claudio and Yuta against Hobbs and Shibata, and then maybe the Death Riders win. Like, I know that doesn't really feel like you need.
It's got to be Hangman in the matchup.
Like, I'm more or less with you, but Hangman could have. So let's say you do Hobbs and Shibata against Claudio and Yuta. Let's say Claudio and Yuta win. Moxley comes in afterwards. He's beating up Hobbs and Shibata. Joe's not there. Here comes Hangman to just come down. Darby's shown in the rafters. Hangman hits a buckshot, still stands tall at the end. Like, you can still. I think
the reason why Hangman looked like the biggest star in the company last night is because he came off that brutal Texas death match and he was limping at the beginning of the show, yet still comes out to main event and wrestle in the show. I think he has to wrestle in that main event. I understand if you want Moxley to not wrestle to sell the severity of the Texas death match, I think that's fine. But I think Hangman has to wrestle. So if it's Hangman and Hobbs versus Claudio and Wheeler, I think that's a better option. But I mean, I didn't mind the 6-man tag too much, especially how it turned out. I would have liked a little bit more if, like, after he vanquished the Death Riders, if it is next that he's going with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate, maybe they come out and attack. But I know MJF has never showed up on any of the post pay-per-view shows. That's kind of his week off. After any pay-per-view, he gets the next.
Except when he got stretchered out and then just came out like nothing happened.
I think that's the last time that he did not show up. He won the world title at Full Gear 2022 and then didn't show up the following week. And then every time he's essentially defended the title throughout 2023, he usually did not show up on the following week's Dynamite. So, like, yeah, that's kind of his MO at this point. But I think that he had to bookend the show. And I think that it made him look like a fighting champion, like a badass, by coming out and wrestling on the show.
I'm with you. Like, I don't mind that they did it in the manner that they did. Even Moxley wrestling, because both guys sold their injuries very well. Just throwing out other scenarios of how Hangman could have stood tall to close the show without wrestling. But I didn't mind that they wrestled. Could they have gone a different route? Maybe. But I think it came off well. The match was whatever. Like, honestly, it was a kind of a skippable 6-man main event. I think that might have been the biggest issue. I thought it was
good. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was good. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, but not great. Yeah. Only because I love Mark Briscoe. I love Mark Briscoe. And man, he may have had just as good, if maybe even better of a promo than Hangman did on this show. This man I love the fact I feel vindicated for defending the line by MJF last week, because now it's become the most important thing about the rivalry between MJF and Mark Briscoe because of how Mark has responded. First with the promo on Collision, then the promo last night where he said, like, MJF saying that line about Jay Briscoe has invoked the spirit of Jay Briscoe in him. That's why he has his hair the way he does. That's why he's wearing the long camo pants like Jay used to wear. And now this promo, he sounded like Jay. He has gone unhinged. He's bringing the chaos, the destruction of Jay Briscoe, and he's embodying it, and he's going to make MJF pay for his sin. Mark Briscoe is in my top 5 favorite promos in pro wrestling today.
Fair. I've said for a long time, Mark Briscoe's a guy that can be an up and down the card babyface, and they've not utilized him as such until more recently. Just give us the one-on-one match between MJF and Mark Briscoe. I feel like they're going there. Everything points to going there. Do it. Don't disappoint me here.
I think we're not getting into, like, All Out.
I mean, maybe not. Like, maybe they wait until All Out to do it.
I can see them having a first match on Dynamite, but I think the blow-off will be, like, All Out.
Yeah. It feels like you got to do, like, you can't just do a straight up wrestling match as the blow off. Like, you got to do some type of no DQ style match, street fight, whatever it might be. You got to do something like that with the way they've gone with these promos and the personal shots that MJF has taken. A straight up wrestling match doesn't quite work for me. We'll see. We'll see where they end up going with that. But yeah, Mark Briscoe's promo was fantastic. And MJF, he's got the contract. I did like his line of like, "I'm your depression." I thought that was good. And
that was a great promo too.
Yeah. We still don't know if it's like cashing in or whatever. Athena, when she had her contract, she wrote down the date, and Billy was like, "Oh, I like that." So apparently Athena has called when she's going to do it, at least on the contract. We'll see where that goes. MJF, as I said before, MJF believes that it's just like a cash in whenever he wants to. And I think you can do one way for one competitor and another way for another competitor. I think MJF, his character would be like, well, no, hold on. Christian just got cash in whenever he wanted to. Why would I be like, yeah, this is the date right here? No, I wouldn't do that. I want this belt whenever I want it. Or Athena is more likely to be like, yeah, I'm going to call my shot, and this is when we can do it. So I said that after All In, that's how they should play it, with kind of whoever has the contract gets to sort of choose the style in which they do it. And it seems like that's the way they're going with things. So hopefully they stick with that, because it makes no sense for MJF to be like, Full Gear, this is when we're doing the match. The story is MJF doesn't want to wrestle, and when he does wrestle, he wants to win as quickly as possible, and he wants the easiest way possible, despite the fact that he's the greatest wrestler in the world and easy dub for him. So he should just be like, yeah, I'm going to cash in whenever I want on whoever when I need to.
Yeah, I would love that if that's the first feud for Hangman. I think that's proper follow-up for him winning the world title, is them going right into the MJF matchup or the MJF rivalry, because like you can really kind of pinpoint the pivot that happened between January and February of going from MJF and Jeff Jarrett to MJF and Hangman Adam Page as like the embodiment of the big turnaround for AEW this year. I think that and I've said it multiple times since like that whole rivalry happened. There's a reason why they kind of left that open-ended, where we all, after Revolution in that first matchup this year they had, we were like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't go back to that. But there's a reason for that, because they wanted to make it bigger when they meet again. And now it's going to be for the AEW World Championship. It's going to be the two first homegrown male stars of AEW going at it, probably in a pay-per-view main event for the AEW World title.
Yeah. What else happened on this show? My mind just, brain just
you went blank. I was like, wow, that was a long pause. You mentioned Athena. I thought Athena came off really well. She didn't get much of a reaction from the fans in attendance, but I think the more that she's featured on AEW, I think she will. But she was so good in that promo. So was Timeless Toni Storm, who is best on the mic for 2025. I would need somebody to put on virtuosa type performances for the rest of the year for her to be topped in that regard. And she had a great promo once again. She quoted herself when she told Mercedes that if she treated her like anybody else, she would eat her alive. And my, does she taste delicious.
Her line at the press conference was honestly a little bit better, though.
Thank you, Mercedes, for cleaning your lips, all four of them.
Yes, that was such a good line. Nah,
she was awesome. She's incredible.
Tony's easily best on the mic. I'm trying to think of like who else is up there. Hangman's up there in a different kind of way. Hangman's very just real on the mic, but his promos aren't as, doesn't have the kind of the highs that Toni Storm can hit with her promos.
Toni Storm, you can just remember. I could just say the line that defines the promo, and you will remember the promo. Put your keys in the bowl, ladies, and let's come to this orgy. I am here, I am queer, and I am timeless. the Mariah May sit down of you're gonna go into a dip of what was it, mediocrity, irrelevancy and mediocrity. Yeah. So like that one, yeah, man, the list goes on and on. She just has so many great promos this year, and she just always seems to amaze me. This one wasn't like on the high end. This was just kind of like a victory speech, and it was more to set up Thekla being the next kind of big story for her. And I like the Thekla's kind of approach of I like her promo style where she just goes through 100 nicknames that she's given herself: the American Joshi, the Fallen Goddess, the Forever Champion, and now she's gonna be the Forever AEW Women's World Champion. And I like the fact that they set up her Timeless Tony Storm and Billy Starks for next week, which should be a good matchup.
Yeah. Tony's promo was great. Thekla in the backstage was very good. Seems like Mina Shirakawa is injured. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Tony Schiavone said it was a broken hand for Mina on the O face. How broke her hands on getting hit with the O face by Thekla, but.
I think this may be just them trying to give Thekla credit for it because it works with the story they're trying to tell. I could see her getting injured in the 4-way at Supercard or in the Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the O is so good that you break hands, break other limbs. It happens. You know what I mean? That was good. Okada got a new theme. People are not happy about Okada's new theme.
What did you think about the new theme?
So I want to make sure I get the band and everything correctly. It's called Curiosity by One OK Rock, which is a Japanese rock band. It was just weird because anytime that someone established gets a new theme like that, it just comes across very strange. Like, I'm so used to this one Okada theme that him now coming out to this more rock song with lyrics, like, I don't know. This is strange. I didn't like hate it or anything. It was just a little jarring when I first heard it. We'll see if it grows on me, though. What are your thoughts on it?
I can understand it being jarring because it was like, I mean, it made sense to me of why you would choose this show to debut a new theme for him, because he's now the unified champion. You're trying to elevate kind of his presentation, and I love the entrance. The entrance was even more kind of aura filled than his usual entrance with the dark lights and the spinning around of him while he does the Rainmaker pose. It made him look like a superstar if you're like a casual fan who's watching for the first time, especially after the Don Callis intro and him walking out with the international title and continental championships. I think that it's a good song. It's just going to take me some time to get used to it for Okada. And I like the fact that they did keep the coin drop. The coin drop is where it's at. Yeah, you got to keep the coin drop. It's very similar to what was it? What was the band that did the Austin song? When Austin got lyrics to his song.
Wasn't that Disturbed? And Disturbed do it?
Yeah, Disturbed.
Yeah. Stop up on a bomb.
Then up next when I laugh at the kill you betting that you will stop up in a minute when the name is all in the beginning. I'm living inside you. I'm thinking someone behind you. I love that theme. That theme owns. I don't care what anybody says.
That theme is good.
That theme owns.
I'm with you. I actually really enjoyed that theme. It was just people didn't want to accept it because they were so used to the one Austin theme. This is almost similar in that you're used to one Okada theme with no lyrics and a certain, style and beat, and then you go to this one and it's like, oh, this is weird, but I don't think it's bad. I just don't know if it's going to be like accepted. When you've had one theme for so long, it's tough to accept like a new theme like this. So, and people are saying it's a Def Rebel theme. Like, it's a legitimate band.
I had Romeo tell me that. Romeo was like, "Oh, they Def Rebelled him. Aura lost." I was like, "Did you even watch How is his aura lost when you see the entrance and see how big of a superstar he looks like? Take the music away. He still got the aura. So for you to say he got Def Rebel, you didn't even listen. You just heard a new song and you stopped listening. Like, I was like, come on. Yeah, I do agree with Henry. It is crazy to say he got Def Rebels when he's getting an actual rock band to do his theme song. It's
this song, by the way, on YouTube, it was just released.
I saw it last night. 1.8 million views.
Yeah, 1.8 million views on YouTube. Like, clearly they're popular. I've never heard of them, but you know, they're very popular. They got 4.8 million subscribers on YouTube. They're a popular band. Now all the comments under it are Okada themed.
Okada. I saw that too. I was like, I thought I was the only one. My friend, Josh from True Hill, he sent it to me, and I was just immediately going to the comments, and all I see is Okada, Rainmaker, Okada.
Yeah. The Fletcher theme, the Proto Star, that was done by Hot Mulligan, I believe. Hot Mulligan. That one I don't like because I don't like screaming music and them screaming Proto Star at the very beginning. I'm like, oh my God, you guys got it.
Now that's Def Rebel coded. That is Def Rebel coded. Have the nickname or the catchphrase. I agree with Zeno Hour, and this is a rare thing. Y'all should like throw up. Y'all should act like it's the Pee Wee Herman, the word of the day thing, and do like explosions, because I agree with Zeno Hour. If it was Def Rebel, it would have been like, bitch. Dun, 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 dun.
That would be a Def Rebel theme if you had the bitch in front of it. Okada calls out Swerve afterwards. He beats some dude in like 30 seconds. Calls out Swerve. Swerve comes out. He's like, what are you going to do, bitch? And then...
Yeah, I think this was a logical place to go, especially with them kind of saying that Kenny Omega's dead now.
That was hilarious. When Don Callis backstage is like, now that Kenny's dead, it's like, hold on.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw him walk out. What are we talking about? He said Kenny's dead, and I like Okada being like, you mess with my best friends. Like, it's logical for him to go after Swerve, and it's something that the only time they faced each other was, I believe, was the 250 episode last year, and that went to like a DQ finish. It was only like 8-9 minutes, and it went to a DQ finish. So this is a fresh matchup pretty much for them going to this. It makes it feel, and especially Swerve going after the unified title, makes it feel like it is one of the bigger titles in the company. So I thought this was a smart follow, especially on the post pay-per-view show. You want to see new fresh matchups, you want to see new fresh rivalries and stories being created, and this was one of them on the show, where I said, outside of like Hangman, who was the main character of last night and the main character of AEW, this was the second biggest thing to me, was Okada and Swerve being set up, because that was a direction that makes a whole lot of sense, but I didn't see coming.
Yeah, I like the confrontation here. Swerve and Okada makes some sense, and I'll get that match maybe at Forbidden Door.
Seems like a Forbidden Door matchup.
Yeah, I said on Monday, it feels like this Forbidden Door is going to be like an AEW show with New Japan, CMLL, Stardom talent. It's not going to be like an all-star kind of show that we've seen in the past. And last year was kind of like that. This year, different, with All In being ahead of Forbidden Door, and now you got more time to set up stuff for Forbidden Door coming out of All In. I don't think you're going to get, because most of the G1 talent, most of the New Japan talent, they're in the G1 for the next month, so they won't be really appearing on the AEW shows. So yeah, I think you're going to see mainly AEW centric storylines, and then you'll sprinkle in the New Japan talent. They'll do the 6-man tags and the 8-man tags and all that fun stuff that they love to do. Zack Sabre Jr. will have some type of match. Maybe that'll be Ospreay's match, because Ospreay's going to be out for reportedly a month. Fightful Select reported he's just taking time off, healing up from some injuries, and just taking the next month or so off, which, they wrote him off at All In. They did the neck stomp on the chair. They've established that as you are out for a while on this move. They did it to Joe. Joe's going to be out for a while doing Twisted Metal. When they did to Danielson, he was out for damn near a year before coming back at All In. So doing it to Ospreay to write him off for a month or so makes some sense there. So
Yeah, that
but
makes
Swerve,
sense.
yeah.
See, I'm right back to disagreeing with Zeno Hour. He says, I don't like that. I prefer an all-star show. As we have seen, and no one can really argue. Last year, they did a good job of building to the show, mainly because they built it around Swerve and Ospreay, which were two AEW guys. But I think that we can't stop denying the fact that they have never done the build-up to Forbidden Door that well. They've never done it that well. It's because it always coincides with Dominion being a week before it, so they're not able to build up to it. The New Japan stars are not able to come over and be on the show weekly. They've never built up to a Forbidden Door that well. So I rather them do an AEW centric show with some placements from New Japan talent. I could see them doing something. If they don't want to go immediately to MJF and Hangman, they can do Hangman versus somebody that's in the G1. Like, you could just have it be like someone with a video saying that they're going to show up. It could be Hangman versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, since it's going to be Tanahashi's last matchup in the UK. It could be, but I'm sick of Tanahashi getting a shot at the AEW World Title. So Hangman versus Shingo Takagi, which is a much better matchup. I'm sorry, give me that. Just inject that in my veins. Hangman Adam Page versus Shingo Takagi. You could do like the Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. or Ospreay versus Gabe Kidd to follow up from him being taken out by the Death Riders for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. You could do Zack versus Takeshita if Takeshita beats him in the G1. You could go to so many different ways with this, and I think that, but if they make it kind of in the storylines for AEW, I think it's going to be a better build than what we've seen the last 3 years from Forbidden Door.
You know who it should be with Hangman? Shouldn't be Shingo. Should be Shingo. I got the match for you, SP3. You ready?
Who?
Dog collar match.
Oh, man.
Evil. And you know how this ends? Hangman Page hits the buckshot lariat on Evil. He's going to choke him out. He's going to throw him over, hang him, just like he did with Jon Moxley. And then all of a sudden, a hooded figure comes behind Hangman.
I knew
hits him with a spike.
Jack off.
And we're ejaculating, baby! Jack Perry is back! New AEW World Champion! EVIL! Evil!
Why do you like these people? Do you like these people because you're trolling everyone else that's wrestling that don't like these people? I don't understand you. I never will. Oh my God. Will this man be stopped? Can this man be stopped? Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's where we're going. That's the finish.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no,
why not? What do you mean?
I don't want it to be. I might be there live.
Even better. You can celebrate this great moment.
If AEW doesn't hate me for not showing up at All In, then hopefully I'm there live at Forbidden Door. So
you can celebrate this great moment.
No, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna walk out as soon as I see that curly hair. I'm gonna be like, oh no, Jeremy was right. I'm out of here.
No, you gotta lead the ejaculation chant.
Ejaculation.
Ejaculate.
Ejaculation.
Ejaculate.
Ejaculation.
Justified ejaculation chant.
We're jack-offs. We're jack-offs. We're jack-offs. We're jack-offs.
That's the perfect finish for this. It's the perfect finish.
That sounds awful. That sounds awful. I will not accept the fact that you and Jimmy McRam, y'all all wanted Jon Moxley to win, or were booking and manifesting Jon Moxley to win. I know you technically didn't want it to happen, but you thought it would happen.
No, I thought Hangman was going to win. I said Hangman should win. I said it would be a gross miscalculation if Hangman loses, and you might run off some fans if Hangman loses. But for me, personally, and my humor, I thought it'd be hilarious if Jon Moxley won. I wouldn't have cared if Jon Moxley won. Because you're not running me off. I'm there every week regardless.
He's like, I'm here. This is my job. So
yeah. Oh, I don't care who wins and loses these matches. The funnier outcome to me would have been a Jon Moxley victory, though. The funny outcome to me would be Evil as the AEW World Champion. And then you tease dissension between Evil and Jack Perry. Jack Perry's doing the look at the title. Like, you know how much I love that. So that's what we need. The Young Bucks are broke, apparently. They're not EVP.
That was awesome.
They're not only not EVPs, they're just like broke. Did they like not? Did they not save money?
They had to take an Uber. They don't got no limo. They had to take an Uber. The Uber driver is not getting 5 stars because he wouldn't even open up the trunk and get their bags for them. They got put in like the basement of the building.
They didn't save any money. They just don't get a paycheck now. And you know what? They're thrifty. They're like, well, we gotta spend our money on a limo and all. No, we're not doing that. So we just won't do it.
They need to go back. They need to go back to their old theme song too. Now they lost the rights to the.
They didn't have a theme song. It's just
their theme song got cut as they came out, and then they lost their video wall. They
should. I mean this very seriously. They should do a Def Rebel ass theme song. It should be Super Kick Party, and then it's bleep 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 blah blah blah. It's a Def Rebel ass theme song for the Bucks. It's not even like, the whole Super Kick Party. It's just Super Kick Party, and then Def Rebel song.
Boom.
That's what it should be. My favorite part of the bit is they lost their names. They're just Matt and Nick again.
And Nick again.
Yeah, they can't go by Matthew and Nicholas.
It was so funny because I knew this was gonna happen. I told my editor for Wrestle Talk, I was like, yeah, I'll do a future, and he told me to do AEW stars that are gonna undergo a name change. And number one, I was like, I know this is gonna happen. It has to be the Young Bucks. They're not gonna be Matthew and Nicholas anymore. They're gonna be Matt and Nick. And I was like, whoa, look at that. I helped you out. I wrote that like 2 hours before Dynamite. I was like, editor, I'm good. He was like, you're good. I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, they gotta be Matt and Nick again. That was awesome. That was a funny bit for the first half of the show. That whole thing. You had Ricochet laughing at them. Then you had them basically having to align with Don Callis, because Don Callis says, well, Kenny Omega's dead, so I think we can work something out here. We can work. He's now the irritant is out the way. We can work together. You could be part of the family. It was like, we don't know about being part of the family, but we'll work together. And yeah, the entrance was hilarious. And then of course you put Matt and Nick in a PWG multi-man tag. It's probably going to be the match of the night, and it has Bandito in it, who has been in the match of the night every freaking week on Dynamite over the last month and a half. It's just what he does. Bandito, the Young Bucks, those are the best way to have the match of the night, and this was another great matchup. Brody King was awesome in that matchup. They got to do something with Brody King. I don't know if y'all gonna wait. You're gonna wait until Buddy Matthews comes back, but do something with him sooner, please.
They've done away with the Hounds of Hell things, because now Julia Hart's with Sky and Thekla, so that's clearly not really a thing anymore. Yeah, give Brody the singles push, man. Give him the singles push. So we'll see if they do that. Hajisera choked out Bandito. That rolling super kick where they tossed Bandito, I was like, oh fuck. I mean, they kicked him in like the knees, not really the face.
Almost the dick.
Yeah. Yeah. With that, I was like, shit, that ruled right there.
It did.
I was a big
It
fan
did.
of that.
I wasn't expecting that because I've
No.
seen Hechicero do that move before, but to add the super kicks to him, that looked awesome. And Hechicero picks up the win. I said after Supercard of Honor on the Fightful post show, I was like, that seems like your main event for Death Before Dishonor, since we're only like 6-7 weeks out from that.
Bullshit main event. Just do that on ROH TV.
Why?
What do you
You
mean?
don't like
why?
Hechicero?
I don't mind Hechicero, but you know who should be in the main event of that show. You know who should be challenging for.
I'm vanilla, baby.
They set it up and then didn't do anything with it.
It's not going to be the main event, Jeremy, so don't worry. He can wait till he gets the main event. The Hechicero Bandito match is going to be killer, but it's not going to be the main event because Death Before Dishonor is day 1000 of the Athena reign. I said it. Me and Kate said it first on the Supercard of Honor post show, and Joel watched it. Just want to act. Oh, I'm too good to watch
Joel
it. But I
like
like this idea. I saw him in the chat, Jeremy. He's a goddamn liar. He's a damn liar.
Oh, all right. SP3's got receipts over here.
I got receipts. I got
receipts.
Receipts.
All right, fair. Fair enough. I didn't even know what you were talking about on Monday when you're like, Joel's trying to present this at a I was like, what idea? Joel doesn't have original ideas. He's not presenting any original ideas.
I was like, good call. Good call. Yes.
Cope. I was right about Cope. I don't defend Cope often, but when I do, I am right. This short that I made, defending Cope, 17,000 views. The fuck?
Let's go.
I was like, I gotta defend Cope more often. How's it got this many views? What is going on here? 18,000 now.
Oh my goodness. They love you defending Cope. They know the lore.
He did exactly what I said. That he took his sweet time. He wasn't trying to defend Christian. He didn't care about Christian.
Yeah.
He wanted to come out and just run off FTR.
Yeah, I was like, I totally agreed when you said that. I said that on the True Hill Heat review of All in Texas. I was like, yeah, he had to celebrate it on the stage because why would he care if Christian's about to get main?
Yeah.
I liked him going through the history. This was a good episode for anyone who hasn't been watching AEW. This was a good starting point because he gave you the whole rundown of the Christian Cope rivalry from 2023 and early 2024.
Yeah, Jeremy defending Cope. Clear sign the world is ending. Look, I'm always
Shout
right.
out to Maggie.
I'm always right, okay? Anytime I'm defending somebody, everything I say is correct. Especially if I'm going to take time out to defend Cope. Because I'm glad AEW got my anonymous letter that Cope should be fired if he interferes in any type of FTR match or anything to do with FTR. That was my fault for not including Stokely as part of that as well. But I can confirm I was one of the 3 that sent the anonymous email to AEW and Tony Khan. I don't know who the other 2 were. But I was one of the 3. I can confirm that. Sadly, I didn't put Stokely in there. My apologies, Stokely.
Should have put Stokely.
Well, the other 2 apparently didn't either, so I wasn't the only person who, wasn't thinking about this. It's not on me.
The 3 people were probably Stokely, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler.
I'm telling you right now, I was one of the 3.
I don't believe you.
Why would they send 3 separate emails? They sent it all as one. FTR.
No, they're smart. They sent 3 separate ones from burner accounts, and that's how they got the job done. I liked the Cope explanation of why he didn't save Christian. I didn't like the part about FTR, but I think Stokely saved the segment. Stokely he's just effortlessly entertaining. Everything he says is hilarious. He knows how to say it, knows when to say it, and knows how to deliver it. And great to see Kevin Koo in the ring being a bad security guard.
Yeah, Kevin Koo sucks as security, man. I don't know why he keeps getting jobs. He's awful at being a security guard. I would go back there and I'd see him like, no, I don't want you coming out here with me.
Well, at least he stayed, unlike the other security guards who ran from Cope. Cope don't even have Spike. Why are you running from Cope from?
It's old man Cope. I thought Cope's promo was fine. It was the same stuff I said though, and then he just took too long.
Yeah,
this could have been an email. This could have been a short. It was a short. Could have been a short. Cope just took too long with his promo. And then spearing Stokely, fine.
How dare he? Stokely didn't even do anything to him.
Nah.
Stokely wasn't part of the FTR jumping him and trying to take him out.
Nah.
That was rude and cruel, man. He's the heel here. He's the heel to me. FTR are the baby faces.
I mean, I fully agree. Cope's always the heel. He's been a heel ever since he debuted to me. So I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I like Nick Wayne's promo. Nick Wayne's promo was really good.
Yeah. I like the patriarchy. I think they should be the matriarchy. Since kind of Kip's promo was referencing that Mother Wayne is now the leader of the family. So I would like them to be the matriarchy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Anything else from Dynamite?
I think that was pretty much everything from the show, mostly. Kyle Fletcher versus Mascarita Dorada was a really damn fun opener to the show. Dorada is so good. Like, ever since I got peeped on my CMLL, which my membership, my subscribership of the highest tier, it runs out this weekend. So depending on what they deliver on Friday show, I might re-up again because I've had so much fun watching those Friday shows. Those Friday shows are always awesome. Even last Tuesday, they had an awesome match with it was El Sky Team, which is Mystico, Neon, and Mascarita Dorada versus Hechicero and Hermanas Chavez. Great match. But it had the most hilarious finish, Jeremy, where I think like the ref accidentally counted the 3 when it wasn't supposed to be the 3, and they had like few more spots to go. So they just kept wrestling while the referee's like, stop. And the fans are just going crazy, but they just keep going because they had to do more spots. Like they do dives to the outside. Then you get Mystico, who does La Mystica at the end, and he makes one of the Chavez brothers tap out, and the referee still just waving it off because they just went like 5 more minutes after the match was after he already counted the 3. Like, it was hilarious. Great match, but hilarious finish. So yeah, I've been really enjoying CMLO, and Arena Mexico is like, it's up there. It's like up there with Kurgan Hall, Hammerstein Ballroom for me as like my favorite places to watch pro wrestling. Not live because I've never been there, but as far as my favorite places to watch wrestling, even on TV, that's right up there for me. So I might re-up that. But Dorada, he's just so talented. Everything he does in the ring looks smooth, is high flying, is very crisp, very precise. He worked really well with Kyle Fletcher, and Fletcher picking up the win after Dorada went crazy during like the last portion of the matchup, but he was able to hit that snake eyes and then that sick haluva kick. His haluva kick just looks so violent. And then the vertical drop brain buster to pick up the win. And then he issued a challenge or warned Dustin Rhodes that he's coming for the title. Hopefully he gets the title before they leave Chicago. I don't need Dustin Rhodes to hold his title that long.
I think he will. I think he'll get the title.
I hope.
Maybe the last Chicago show, honestly. Maybe the last
I hope
one.
so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I pray.
I think it'd be a mistake not to, honestly.
Yeah. And then you got the women's 4-way, which you brought up shortly with Thekla forming a trio with Julia Hart and Queen Aminata. I thought one of the bigger points of that matchup was Chris Statlander, who's leaning more and more heel. She kind of leaned heel in the Women's Casino Gauntlet, working with Megan Bayne a lot. But even in this matchup, she's leaning more heel again, which would be so freaking ridiculous. Because why did you turn her back, baby? Did you just turn her back babyface to feud because you had no one else to feud with Mercedes Moné, or Mercedes Moné wanted to face her? So you had to turn her back babyface for that, just for you to turn her back heel less than, 8 months later?
Well, they've been doing the teases with Moxley. in the Death
Yeah, I know.
Rider. So we'll see if she joins them. I hope that actually like goes somewhere.
I hope so
You know?
too.
We'll see. We'll see.
But she pulled the ref out of the ring when when Willow had the match won with the Babe with the power bomb. I thought the match overall was probably the best showcase of Thekla since she debuted. I thought that it was a really good showcase for her doing the big dive to the outside, her picking up the win, forming a new alliance with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. And it sounds like the crowd it sounded like the crowd was getting into it at All In. And then again, here in this show, they're really getting into this Thekla Aminata feud, despite it kind of starting with a matchup that everybody thought that Queen Aminata was going into business for herself, brother. She was beating the hell out of that little girl. But now it seems like the crowd's actually into how physical they get with one another.
That was Dynamite. Good show coming off of All In. And get ready to see a lot more of that venue and Darby in the rafters. I hope Darby just like sleeps there. Just chilling. Just never moves.
He's gonna have popcorn next week.
G1 begins. Who are you picking?
So G1 Climax 35 tournament starts this Saturday. You got a show headlined by Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Taichi. Taichi, I'm hearing more and more because I did a whole preview. You can check it out on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, where we got correspondence from Peps Wrestling. Shout outs to him, good brother there. Love seeing his tweets and talking about like Joshi wrestling and Japanese pro wrestling, and Josh from We Work Stiff, which is one of my favorite New Japan podcasts out there. He sent me like a 12-minute video giving his predictions, and it seems like a lot of people are into Taichi as the kind of like the inspirational favorite of this year's G1 because he wasn't supposed to be in the tournament. And he's only in the tournament because Goto is either one, got injured, or two, filming Street Fighter. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people are into Taichi. I don't know how far Taichi is going to get. I think Taichi is going to be one of the standouts and the MVPs of the tournament. I do like that they do like the playoffs now for the G1, where the top three from each block goes to the playoffs, and then you get the final four, and then you get the final matchup. So what do you want? You just want my winner, or do you want
Who do you have coming out of the blocks?
all right?
So I need a
So
rundown of the whole schedule here.
no. Top three from A block, I think it's going to be Yota Tsuji, Yuya Uemura, and David Finlay. Top three from the B block, I think it's going to be Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd. I don't know if Zach gonna make it to the playoffs. He's a champion. Does he need to be in the? Need to be in the playoffs?
They can't have him lose that often, though. He's not going to get beat enough to where he's not going to make at least the play-in. That's my theory. I don't think they're going to beat the champion that often. This isn't.
I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
I think it's going to be. I can see it's either going to be Zach or Gabe. One champion. One of those two top champions are going to make the blocks. But I'll go with Gabe, and then I'll say Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah.
And because he loves him so much, Gato loves this guy so much, Shota Umino.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. It's not what I want to pick. It's what I think Gato is going to book and pick.
Yeah.
Who would be your top three from the blocks?
All right. B block, Zach, Gabe, Takesha. That's my three on B block. A block, Tsuji, Finley, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Last G1.
That's a good shout.
I think
That's a good shout.
I think he goes far for the last G1. Yeah.
That's a good shout.
Those are my top three for the blocks. All right, who do you have coming out of each block?
All right, so my final would be, I'm going to go with Tsuji. I'll go with, I don't want to say this, but I actually do believe Tsuji and Shoto Umino. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, y'all. He's gonna do it. Just to spite us. I know everybody's favorite right now is Tsuji and Takeshita, and I would love for that to be the finals. I'm hoping that's being the final. I'm trying to pick this with my head and not my heart. Tsuji and Shoto.
Gato, if you do this.
Are you stupid or are you dumb?
What? No. No. Stop it.
This is what this man's been doing all month long. He's been doing it for a whole month. It's just booking the most nonsensical crap you could possibly imagine. Why would he stop now in the G1? So, Tsuji versus Shota. Who you got?
I have Tsuji and Gabe Kidd.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout as well. And the winner of the G1, keeping it consistent. I switched up the final from what I said on my preview on True Hill Heat, but I'm not going to switch up my winner. I think it's Yota Tsuji.
I'm with you on Yota Tsuji. I think Yota, you got to be there for, you got to make Yota and have him headline Tokyo Dome and move forward with a new era of things. Yeah, I'm with you on Yota Tsuji winning this thing.
He's the leader. He's the leader of the new era. He had the reign with the white belt that went well. He had great matches. Now he's got to move up. He's got to get the championship. And plus, him and Zach have a little bit of history from their match in last year's final of the G1. So that would be a good matchup to do at Wrestle Kingdom next year.
Yeah. All right, SP3. Before we, swipe, not right, but, swipe into the C-suite, SP3 and I are planning to do Worst of the Weeds later on today. We're going to watch some bad TNA matches. We already know we're watching Jenna and Sharmell. That's a guaranteed one. The second match we will watch will be up to everybody in the chat. Give us some bad TNA matches to watch. Put what you think in the chat. Make them not super long. We don't need to be doing a 3-hour stream or anything like that. But what are some of the worst TNA matches you can think of ahead of Slammiversary this Sunday? Anything with Hogan? Can we watch Hogan's last match? I mean, Hogan's last televised match, right?
Wasn't that the Sting match? The Sting match was actually good. The Sting match was actually good, if I remember correctly.
Because his actual last match was at a live event. Yeah, the Sting match was his last match at Bound for Glory.
Yeah. That was actually good.
Yeah, it wasn't. It got 3 stars. I don't remember it, but it doesn't seem like it was bad enough.
Because that was when he was the leader of Immortal, and then Sting beats him, and then post match he turns babyface and turns against Immortal.
Right, bad TNA matches, everybody. Jeff Hardy and Sting.
That is a bad one.
That's not even a match. That's just... It's like a 2-second thing. Louis says Hogan and Sting.
They got 3 stars. It's not that bad.
You know what's on this show that got way worse than 3 stars? AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in a 13-minute I Quit match. They got 1 3/4.
Oh, wow. Dave hated that.
Yeah, he couldn't stand that match.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know how long it is. It might be a little bit too long. Team 3D versus LAX in the electrified steel cage.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see how long that is. Hold on. All right. Electrified steel cage, Team 3D, and LAX. Let's see. Oh, gosh. Searching is failing me here. When was this? Do you remember?
It had to be a Slammiversary, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it?
Just put Team 3D versus LAX Steel Cage then.
All right.
I don't remember if it's electrified or something else called like lightning steel cage or something.
Yeah, electrify. It was Lockdown 2007 is when it was.
Okay.
All right, let's see what it got and let's see how long it was. It was 15 minutes. That's not bad.
It's not bad. What did it get?
It got. Oh, there's a James Storm, Chris Harris blindfold kid. That match was.
Oh yeah,
terrible.
yeah, that's a good one. That's the
actually
one.
The match to watch. From the
That's
show.
the one. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
The electrified steel cage match got a 3.3 on Cage Match. The blindfold match got a 0.78.
That's the match. That's the match right there.
All right, so we're gonna watch Jenna and Charmel, and we're gonna watch James Storm and Chris Harris blindfold steel cage.
Why did TNA do this?
Dude, oh man, I vaguely remember that match. Yeah, that's the one. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I know that show had some bad matches on it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And
All
it was,
folks.
and mind you, 2007 is like one of their best years.
Follow said the blindfold steel cage was stupid fun. Great, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I love stupid fun.
Yep.
All right, folks. Is it time, SP3? What time is it? Got your watch?
Yep, got my watch.
Okay.
Cause it's time for the C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite, where we watch C-level WWE shows in the C-suite. Yes, we got WWE LFG Legends and Future Greats. Once again, I'm going to say it, and I think I already knew this going into this season. I'm not enjoying this season as much as season one. They switched up the format a bunch. You don't get a lot of the fun interactions as you got in season one, and they're focusing too much on the wrestling. And I'm like, I don't watch this show for the wrestling. Never see good wrestling matches on this show. I watch it more for character work. Even though we did get a great character moment because we had Charlotte Flair on this show. She was the special guest, and she wanted to see a little bit of the character work between these performers and see them switch it up a bit. Like if they were a babyface before, she wanted to see them be a babyface, or she wanted to see them switch it up and become a heel. Or if you're a heel, she wanted to see how well you can be a heel and stuff like that. And then the character moment that we got was when they let everybody get promos, and everybody's doing like regular promos. Some are good, some are bad, but they're still clapping for them and whatnot. And then you have my boy, sexy BJ Ray, the West Coast gangster, who basically tries to rizz up Charlotte Flair. He's like Charlotte Flair, so glad you've been here. I wanted to let you know I made a song for you. He's like, girl, will you give me your number and I'll call you? I was like, BJ Ray, you're the goat. I need to interview BJ Ray. This is my formal request. I need to interview him and ask, did Charlotte Flair give him a call? Oh my God, he's so great. So great. BJ was in action on this show. He faced Trill London. So BJ was doing his good heel work. Even in the middle of the matchup, he looked over at Charlotte. He's like, call me. And as he's getting beat up on the outside, Trill London had a good performance, looking good in this matchup. You also had Shiloh Hill. Shiloh Hill went up against Harlem Lewis. That was a good hoss fight between the two big men. Shiloh Hill was more of the baby face. At first, Charlotte didn't understand who was the baby face, who was the heel, until Harlem was a little bit more aggressive, and she realized that he was the heel, and Shiloh showed a little bit of fire, so he was a good babyface. So out of the guys, I thought that BJ should have won because Charlotte immediately during the matchup with Trill London, she was like, I get the story of the matchup. She was like, Trill is the high-flying babyface, and BJ is the cocky heel. So she understood the story of the matchup, and I thought they got across the goal of this week more than Shiloh and Harlem, but she wound up giving the point to Shiloh, despite her saying that, you know, BJ is very entertaining, and Trill, he just has to get in touch with his character because he does a lot of fun stuff, and the people want to be just like him in the ring. Then you had from the ladies side, you had Serena Linton. She went up against Hayes Jamison. Serena was once again doing her heel work. Her newfound heel fire really came out in the matchup, so she looked good in there. And then you had Xena Sterling versus Tatiana Dumas. And Tatiana, once again, I mean, I hate to say this because I want the best for everybody on the show. Trust me, they're like my children. I want the best for them, but I don't see this working out for Tatiana Dumas. She got issues with everybody. She had issues with Tyra May Steele last season. Now she got issues with Xena Sterling this season, where she's not really working with them. They don't know. They're not on the same page when it came to what they wanted to do in the ring. And Xena said in her confessional, she was like, I already see the matchup in my head. And she said it's a little bit difficult to go in there with someone who doesn't see the match in their head, that doesn't know what they're going to do in the matchup. And even Bully peeped out. He called Tatiana out during the matchup because she came to the matchup with her boots undone. She had zip-up boots. The zip was all the way down. Her strings for her boots were all flying everywhere. Like, she didn't even work up her boots. And Bully, and you know me, I don't like Bully Ray at all. Not on the show or in life. But he made a great point. He was like, this is a sign that your head's not in the game. How did you walk out here with your boots undone? He was like, when do you ever see that in wrestling? And I was like, yeah, that's a great point. Like, her head's not in the game. So she got hurt during the matchup. I think it was on like a double down. They do like a double clothesline in the ring, and Tatiana went down pretty hard. So she got hurt in the matchup. And instead of taking it upon herself to be like, you know, it's my fault and stuff like that, she started blaming Xena. She was like, yeah, it was purposeful. It was purposeful. When I got hurt in the ring, it felt like it was on purpose. I was like, this is not for you, honey. I was like, I want the best for you. This is not for you. This is just not for you. So that match didn't work out well. So between Serena and Hayes Jamison, it was Serena once again, back-to-back weeks, getting the point for Team Booker. So Team Booker is in the lead. Bubba's got a point. Taker's got two. I think Taker's got 2 points now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because Danny got one last week, and then Shiloh got one this week. Michelle McCool is still not on the board. Seems like Michelle McCool, she's the Bubba Ray of this season. She's not on the board quite yet. She hasn't put it all together as a coach yet. But that was LFG. Decent episode, but like I said, I'm not into it as much as I was season 1. Did you see anything from LFG this week?
No, LFG was not appointment viewing for me this week after everything else that was going on.
You see how invested I am.
You are very invested in LFG. I respect you for it. Yeah, not my priority.
You know why? Because we got more multiverse action. More multiverse. Let's go. The multiverse is going on WWE Evolve because you got Jin Tala. Jin Tala had a sit-down interview with my boy Chewy Martinez. Shout-outs to Chewy. We were chopping it up on Twitter. I was telling him, I was like, yo, WWE Evolve is where it's at. I was like, I love seeing you on Worlds Collide. He was like, oh, thank you, my brother. So shout outs to Chewy. Chewy Martinez did a sit-down interview with Jin Tala, where Jin Tala explained her actions, why she was the mystery attacker. And she said she had to create opportunities for herself. So that's why she did it. She actually has made her character based on what happened to her on season 1 of LFG. saying that she was told when she was cut from LFG that she needed to be more aggressive. So now everybody's going to feel the aggression that she has inside of her in Evolve, and that's why she was the mystery attacker. She went up against Carly Bright, who was one of the first people that she attacked backstage. Carly came out firing right before the opening bell, but it was Jin Tala, thanks to a distraction by Wendy Chu, who was stalking Kendall Gray after those two were in the fatal four-way to determine the inaugural Evolve Women's Champion. She came out stalking Kendall Gray, so then that distracted Carly long enough for Jin Tala to pick up the victory with I think it was, I don't know what it was. It was supposed to be like a butterfly suplex, but she just picked her up like a gunt wrench and then tossed her over her head. But she got the win, so fair enough. Oh, best part of the show was Keanu Carver, who is going to join the Hood Classics promos. Yes, we are now going to it's now going to be a section of the C-suite is for the best Hood Classic promos, meaning these are the best wrestlers who cut promos like they from the hood. Javon Evans is in there. Eddie Kingston's in there, Mike Santana's in there, and Keanu Carver might be in there because he said to Sean Legacy, he was like, "You want to be a superhero, Shotty? You ain't being nothing, Buck." I was like, oh, he from the hood. Let's go, Keanu. Keanu Carver. He had the bass in his voice. I was like, I like this guy. He's always been the Hoss. He was in the Hoss rivalry with Harlem Lewis of LFG, but now I'm actually getting into his character work a little bit more. That promo was an eye-opener for me. He's really, really good. I like him. So yeah, he called out Sean Legacy after Sean Legacy called him out after he took out Timothy Thatcher. Then what else was on the show? Oh, we got another crossover. We got another multiverse, Jeremy. Tyra May Steele picking up her first win.
I think this is a crossover. I think she's just part of Evolve now.
It's a crossover. No, it's a crossover. They mentioned it. LFG season 1 winner, Tyra May Steele, picking up the victory over Kylie Ray and Chantel Monroe, beating 2 of the top stars of the women's division. She's well on her way to becoming the next Evolve Women's Champion. I can't not wait. It's going to be good. It's going to be fire. That German suplex, the first German suplex, the best bridge in the game. Olympic gold medalist, the real deal, Tyra May Steele. Oh, come on, man. You don't sleep. Then we saw, oh my God, I forgot to mention last week because I didn't care last week, but I made sure that I put it in my notes for this week's C-Suite. Ridge Holland is in Evolve. Yeah. This dude went from main roster. He was in War Games in 2022. I'm crying. He was in War Games against the Bloodline in 2022. He went from that to WWE NXT to nobody likes you because you hurt people in NXT to Chase U to turning on Chase U to NXT championship matchup to at a pay-per-view to North American title matchup to off of TV to Evolve. Oh my God. I've never seen this. Is one of the most mind-blowing and fascinating runs in WWE I think we've ever seen. To go from that height of main event of a PLE in 2022 against Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, the Usos, to Evolve in like 3 years, less than 3 years. That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? I think we need to give it up for Ridge Holland. Like Ridge Holland, quite amazing how much you fell. He's gonna be he's feuding with Tate Wilder. Tate Wilder had his debut. He actually is a little bit more high flying, so I understand he's the rebel or the high daredevil cowboy. He did some shooting star press off the apron that looked good at one point. He lost though to Idris Enofe, the epitome of excellence, the EOE. And then post match, Dante Chen, the gatekeeper of NXT, came out and confronted him and punched him in the mouth to get revenge for a couple of weeks back. And then we had in the main event, it was Jackson Drake, the Carolina Reaper, Heartbreak Drake, the first ever Evolve Men's Champion, picking up the win against Lince Dorado. They were trying to hold him back and not have Vanity Project in his corner. He had Vanity Project's music play to distract Lince at one point. That didn't work. Lince was on fire until Ricky Smokes was underneath the ring behind the referee, so the referee never saw it. So Jackson Drake wasn't disqualified, thus kept the Evolve Men's Championship, and he hits two unalivens to pick up the victory, which is the Psycho knee. He picks up the win to retain the Evolve Men's Championship in his first defense. And then post-match, you want to talk about people that have fallen from one of the most interesting people in NXT to people thinking that he was fired or going to leave the company. He's showing up in like different independent promotions to being a part of the worst stable ever, where this going to Evolve is actually an upgrade from being in the Cully. Brooke Jensen is here in Evolve, and he attacked the Evolve Men's Champion, Heartbreak Drake, the Carolina Reaper, Jackson Drake. And that was Evolve this week. And that was the C-Suite. The C-Suite. We hear from the C-Suite. The C-Suite. We die in the C-Suite. C-Suite, where we watch C-level WWE shows in the C-Suite.
I don't need the Evolve championships on NXT.
I don't need the Evolve championships on NXT if they're not going to be defended.
I don't, even if they are being defended. Isn't this the complaint people have with AEW? Why's the ROH titles on this show? It's the same thing.
Well, you see, I don't complain about that. So
why are we having the Evolve titles? You already got the TNA titles. Just do your NXT show.
Why don't more people complain about this? Like they complain about, are you telling me that people are biased or tribalistic?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's too much going on. I mean, I love that there's a lot going on NXT, but I don't need these Evolve titles on NXT. You want to use some Evolve talent? That's cool. Like, you know, we love Swipe Right. You want to put them on NXT? No problem with that.
Put your V's up. Put your V's up in the chat. Jackson Drake getting his first defense. Put your V's up.
Yeah, I don't need this so much crossover. I feel like it just waters down all your products.
Oh, did you watch the Unreal trailer?
No.
We should watch it to close the show. I haven't watched it either. I'm gonna turn on the YouTubes.
All right. Well, this is what you get with the watch along here, everybody.
Yep.
Right.
We're giving them a teaser of the watch along. But...
All right, this is a 2-minute and 18-second. Okay. All right, we're gonna click play at the same time here, SP3.
Hold on, let me go to it. Okay. I'm on the Netflix freaking YouTube channel. It's funny because I just was on here to watch the Stranger Things. Did you watch the Stranger Things 5 trailer?
No, I gave up on Stranger Things a long time ago. That show came out pre-pandemic.
You gotta be a completionist like me. I complete everything.
I can't be a completionist if I start losing interest in it.
It's fair. Up. The first season was the best season. Season 4 was the closest thing to it.
I gave up after 3 seasons.
I can understand because seasons 2 and 3 were not good. Season 2 is the worst season to me.
I was like, no, that's just, I can't do this anymore. The fact that this show came out 9 years ago and it's just now having its final season, which is split up over 2 months because God forbid you just, air it all at one time.
Hey, but this is a smarter way to keep you in the conversation because, man, the only reason I say that is because
you took yourself out of the conversation when you took 9 years to do 4 seasons.
Well, to be fair, you was only in the conversation for a week because they put the whole season out on one day.
Good.
They're still in the conversation. It don't matter if it took them 9 years. Every time they come out, they're the biggest TV show in the world.
I believe it. I just don't have any interest in it. I gave up on it a long time ago.
Yeah, it's actually eight seasons, 8 years. July 2017.
They said 9 years themselves, so I was.
Oh no, they've been doing the show for 9 years.
Yeah,
they were filming in 2016.
Millie Bobby Brown is now married. She was 10 in season 1.
That's hilarious.
Like too long. I can't do a show that long. Somebody said it's like there's only like 30 episodes, 30 something episodes total. 30 episodes in 9 years? What? What? What are we doing? All right, are we watching this Unreal trailer?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
you
ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Cody's feeling terrible.
Cody's feeling terrible. And his neck is not hurt. And he doesn't have a concussion.
He's not complaining. Oh, God. Triple H.
Oh, boy. Triple H is the narrator. Real pain.
God, Bianca's break rules.
Real scars. Real people.
Oh, Triple H and The Rock talking.
Oh, they're talking to each other.
They love collaborating, you know?
Yes.
The greatest.
The greatest throw smash ever. Look at Wheezy on there. Oh, is he okay? Somebody tell me he's okay.
Bless Chelsea Green.
Yes. Might be the best addition here. I might have peed a little. That's awesome.
I think every female who's wrestled has mentioned like they've peed a little in the ring. Usually on a leg drop. That seems to be the one where they pee themselves a little. Amazing question by CM Punk.
See, we're going to make history here. I agree with Zito Hour twice. Unreal is not going to reveal anything that we already didn't know.
Unreal is a show where they can pat themselves on the back and look at this great production that we do. Look at all this behind the scenes stuff that we do. Look how it all comes together. That's all it is. Fine. The goal is to try to capture Netflix viewers who are not watching the weekly product. That's the whole goal of this show. We'll see if it works. You know, we get Netflix numbers. They've been what they've been. They've been at like 2.5, 2.6 for months now. They haven't really gone up. They haven't gone down. We'll see if this show adds a couple 100,000 views or whatever.
I do think it's kind of crazy that they're drawing less in the United States on Netflix than they were on USA.
I don't think it's appointment viewing on Netflix. It just doesn't feel like it's appointment viewing. Like when it's on cable, it feels like it's more appointment viewing than, oh, it's on Netflix. We can just kind of watch whenever we want. And then when you get into a mindset of we can watch whenever we want, you just don't watch. That's how a lot of people feel about things. Like, oh yeah, I'll watch that. It's there. It's not going anywhere. 6 months later, you're like, oh yeah, I meant to watch that. What happened? Like, it just doesn't feel like as much appointment viewing on Netflix. Yeah. We have a Cardi B update. Over the last number of weeks, this is from Fightful Select. Over the last number of weeks, WWE had not promoted Cardi B hosting SummerSlam in New York, New Jersey. This led to many readers and viewers questioning the status of Cardi B and if she'll be at the show. Fightful Select reached out to WWE sources in an official capacity. We were told she's still set for the SummerSlam show with the claim that nothing has changed. WWE has long been making plans for the event with her in mind. So what we're saying is that Cardi B's appearance is up and is up and is up and is up and is stuck and the pussy popping up and is up and is up and the dick is up and is stuck and is what and is what and is up and is up. That's the only song I know from Cardi B.
You don't know WAP?
Oh, of course I know WAP. Come on now. Everyone knows WAP. This song rivals WAP though. Like not quite, but like it's.
I don't know. WAP was a whole. WAP got featured in South Park.
Yeah, WAP is a special song.
It's a special one. Song. That's a special one right there.
But like this song, like I know I've read the lyrics to this before, but so good. Let's read these again, SP3. You ready?
This should be like what we do on the road to SummerSlam is read Cardi B lyrics.
Bitches ain't fucking with me now, and I can see why. Dirty ass, dusty ass bitch, you got pink eye. Bitches want smoke until I bring it to their doorstep. Tell that bitch back, breath smell like horse sex. Ha! Put it on him now, he will never be the same. He won't. Tatted on my ass, cause I really like the pain. Ah! He nutted on my butt. I said, I'm glad that you came. If that had a twin, I would let him run a train. Skirt! Cause it's up and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck and it's stuck and the pussy is up and it's up and the dick is up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck and it's what and it's what. Those are the lyrics, folks. Those are the lyrics.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All I heard was nut on the butt and run a train. Oh
I told you.
All right.
That's the second verse. That's the second verse. Do we read the first verse?
Next Thursday, we'll read another verse from Cardi B.
Yeah, that's the short. Me singing up.
I love that we're coming out with like different bits for me and you. different segments.
She has to perform, Jose. She has to perform. No.
Yes, we got Liar last year. Why can't we get Cardi performing?
Yeah, if we don't get up, come on now. One of the greatest songs ever. Did you see this lyricism? Did you hear this lyricism? Come on now. Amazing song.
Cardi B, a legend. A legend for my parts. A legend from New York. Went from loving hip hop to one of the biggest hip hop stars. There you go.
Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. Bless Cardi B. All right, yes, folks. SP3 and I'll be back later on this afternoon. We're going to watch Jenna versus Sharmell, and we're going to watch James Storm versus Chris Harris. And the only way to settle a rivalry between one of the greatest tag teams in TNA history, a blindfold match.
Blindfold steel cage match.
Blindfold steel cage match. We'll probably do that around 3-4-ish. If you're the only way to watch with us, it will be up on its own video later on. But if you would like to join us live, subscribe to Fightful Select, head to the Discord, head to the In the Weeds Discord. The link will be there to where you can watch these matches live with us. Again, it'll probably be about 3-4 o'clock. We don't have an exact time, but it'll be in that time frame there. So I'll keep everybody posted on Discord if you're subscribed and you're over there. Did we talk about AJ and TNA? We mentioned that yesterday. The update is he's hopefully going to be there. That's it.
Yeah. Some people have heard that he is going to be there. Then nobody in TNA will confirm because it's supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah. So, we'll see. All right, SP3, where can they find you at?
Find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow, I'll be live on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, so about 45 minutes with Jimmy Macaram to review last night's AEW Dynamite on AE Ramble, and we will hear from Jimmy Macaram on what he actually watched from All In. Spoiler alert, I don't think it's much, but what he actually watched from All In and his thoughts about being 196% wrong about the top 2 title matches on the show, because he said last week he was 96% sure that Mercedes Moné was going to beat Timeless Tony Storm, and he was 100% sure Jon Moxley was going to beat Hangman Adam Page. And if Hangman won, that would make him rethink his opinion of Tony Khan. So we will see if he is a man of his word and he is rethinking that.
My wife messaged me, if you wake the children because I'm singing Up, I'm going to be pissed.
Up and it's up.
I just texted her, because it's up and it's up and it's up. Yeah, it's up and it's stuck when it's up and it's up. What? It's up. Yeah, it's up and it's up. The dick goes up. It gets sucked because it's up.
Oh my God. On that note.
Folks, I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Talk to you then. Bye.